Hi, welcome to the Improved Garage YouTube channel. If you haven't subscribed, please click the button. So today I'm unboxing a Pittsburgh engine hoist. This is the 1-ton engine hoist. I'll put the part number in the description. I forget which model it is, but basically it comes in two boxes. It's one long box, one short box. The short box contains this frame. The long box contains, well, pretty much everything else. So we're putting it together, which is pretty easy. It's actually the second time that I've done this because I've sold this engine hoist before. Now I'm doing it again. So really it's just a matter of installing the casters, which is fairly easy to do. Getting everything bolted in together and tightened up, and then putting it together. Like many other Harbor Freight things, this it has good, it works fine, but the fit and finish leaves a lot to be desired. Like literally every corner of this thing has marks on it. There's no side that is clean. Just kind of is what it is, but it's cheap. So the reason that I picked up this engine hoist is behind me. Scion here that's up on jack stands. That needs an engine. I have an engine ordered, which will be here Monday. So it is my goal today to get the engine out of the car. And that's what this is going to help me to do. When you're putting this together, there are big casters and small casters. There are 4 big casters, 2 small casters. The small ones go here, the big ones go in the back and at the end of the legs. All of the bolts fit a 14mm wrench. So from a tools perspective, I've got a 14 on a ratchet, I've got a 14mm wrench, I've got an impact with a number 3 Phillips, and I'm using that for the smaller casters, which have a flat head screw on it that's countersunk into the frame. And this is a little bit of a pain in the butt to get all of this stuff started. Alright, so we've got the 4 casters on. So next we need the rails, start putting those together. quality perspective, just they're not even in the same spot. I mean, it's one of those things. It kind of is what it is. It's cheap, but it works. You know, it's fine. I wouldn't want to be under it, but it does what it needs to do. And we now have the entire thing, entire base assembled, if you will. So next what we're going to do is we're going to install the boom. So this is the boom arm. It stands up here, and we So here we have it assembled. Fairly easy to do, just follow the directions. One thing I will say is there are like 7 different bolts and they're all very similar. So there's a guide that shows you the length of the bolts, just follow that. So you can see that, you know, it's a brand new device, but literally every single piece has a mark on it. There's marks on the top of this, there's marks on the side of this, marks here, marks on the back, like literally marks everywhere. The fit and finish of this thing is not great. It just isn't. But it works. It's effective. I've used it before. I've actually done the same engine swap before in a Scion TC using this same hoist. Now, you know, there are a lot of choices that you could make when it comes to a hoist. You can buy something better. And if you were doing this every day in your shop, like if you were a mechanic and you owned a shop, I would definitely invest in a better hoist than this. But in my case, I'm going to be installing an engine in this Scion once. And other than that, I don't really care about this hoist. So there are certain bigger tools like this, you know, this or a table saw or a, you know, even kind of a compound miter saw, I would almost put in this category as well, where they're great things to have when you need them, but they spend a lot of time not being used unless you're using them every day as part of your job. I'm not swapping engines as part of my job. I'm not using a table saw as part of my job. So it tends to be, if I'm doing a project that's big, I'll pick up something like this from Harbor Freight. You know, I spent $179 on this today. And I will use it to accomplish the task at hand, swap this engine. It might take me 2 weeks to do it. And then when I'm done, I'll throw it on Craigslist. And I'll probably pull 150 bucks out of it. It'll be like new and it'll sell very easily. I'm not the kind of person who's going to buy this thing and then like return it to the store after having used it. That's kind of, I think that's kind of a crappy thing to do. But I'll totally use it once and then sell it. So you know, here it is fully assembled. Everything's bolted together. I've got it set on the half-ton setting. This engine only weighs about 250 pounds, 275 pounds if there's transmission on it too, so maybe it's, you know, closer to 300 pounds. You know, so half ton is going to be way more than enough. Quarter ton is 500 pounds, but I want the reach. So, you know, this thing will be rolled in underneath the car, and we'll use it to pick up the engine and kind of lift it up out of the car. You know, I'm going to run into height issues with my garage door and a bunch of other things, so, you know, it'll be fun. It'll be fun to deal with. But so this is it. This is the Harbor Freight engine hoist. It's certainly not the best, but it'll do. And you know, it's one of those things that's kind of good enough. So thank you for watching. Please subscribe. Have a great day.